Aren't they awesome? I told you the next time I saw you, they would be up. And guess what? We're here talking about another pay-per-view, and they're up, baby. Today's a very special episode, not just because we have our new setup up, but it's awesome. We have a special guest today. Any guesses who? Any at all? I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with schmeremy. Let me try to do a little transition. Ready? Okay. Here he is. This is Jeremy.
Hi. I'm not homeless.
Everybody welcome Jeremy. Yay! Round of applause. He's one of the 5 people who likes these videos anyways. So, today we're going to talk about pay-per-view, which was my birthday pay-per-view, by the way. Happened on my birthday weekend, the day after my birthday.
It was also called Payback.
Payback. I keep getting confused between Backlash and Payback because it's literally the exact same thing, but
It's the exact same.
There's back in both of the names. Baby definitely got back. We're going to talk about Payback.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Payback, and I got it right that time. Everybody suck my ball.
If you can say that.
Suck my ball.
Yeah.
Why?
It's YouTube.
And? Fine, I'll bleep it. Suck my ball. How about that? Can you read lips? First match of the night was Trish Stratus, the Hall of Famer, versus Becky Lynch, arguably the greatest women's wrestler of this generation. First match of the night, steel cage. Crazy. I know they got left off of the SummerSlam card, and I know people weren't really excited for this match, me included, because Trish is semi-retired. You know, people who retire in WWE don't ever really retire. She's retired. And so everybody's like, come on, girl, you're like 50.
Mm-hmm.
This
Or
match was
older.
crazy.
Or older.
I don't even think she's 50 yet.
She's gotta be.
How old is Trish Stratus?
Okay,
gonna look it up.
here's what I found.
What? Just looked up physician surgery centers near me?
Like
How old is
47.
Trish
I said I got it.
If you want to be a guest on my show, you need to do things the way that I do them, which means don't interrupt me, bitch.
47.
People really didn't want to see this match. I was also one of those people. I was like, I get it. Like, the feud's been going on for forever. Did you feel that way as well?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know what the card was. I didn't know that they were gonna be on it. I don't look at the card beforehand.
You didn't know any of the matches?
Mm-mm. I never do. I never look.
Oh.
I didn't know. But as soon as... I don't really like Trish. Let's just put it this way. I think she's a better wrestler now than she was when she actually wrestled. And that's only because she's had 32 years to practice. That's my take on it. But the match was different. It was good.
This
It was
match
exciting.
was so much better than I think anybody had even hoped that it would be. I think that the placement on the card was very telling of what most people thought about this match, and it completely stole the show, almost for the entire night. I would argue that this was one of the best matches of the entire pay-per-view.
I thought it was going to be the best match of the night. I called it as the best match of the night.
First note was, like I just said, I was surprised that they had the awareness to do this first. No one was happy with the Trish run that's been happening. And it's kind of like the Dom boos, where, you know, people boo Dom, not because he's a heel, but because people don't like him. It's the same way with Trish. People are just tired of it. And, I mean, it's very telling what I thought of this match just from the first note.
They booed the crap out of her.
I said, Becky's doing all of the actual wrestling, which changed about halfway through the match. I said, this is not as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it got me. It truly did. It started off slow. They were, like, grappling with each other a little bit. Nothing was really happening. And then you get to the meat. You get to that ribeye steak, and
They
you're
started
like,
beating the meat.
you're like, damn, this steak is juicy. This is a delicious steak.
I was waiting the whole entire night for them to throw someone off the top. I think you were saying...
The whole entire night?
The whole match. I was waiting for them to throw someone off the top of the cage, and you were saying...
I was saying there's no way that they're going to do that, right?
I said you don't have a steel cage match unless someone gets thrown or jumps from the top of the cage. Because that's just what happens. And it did happen, and I was happy.
Spoilers! We're not there yet.
I didn't say who.
Girl, get help.
Hope choke.
Eat a dick. The next note is about Trish's forehead.
Yeah.
So this is about like halfway through the match. I think they, if I'm not mistaken, this was a 20-something minute match.
All of them were really long.
Because there were only 6 matches. Halfway through the match, or however far it was, Becky like smashes Trish's face into the cage, right? And then she like smears it a little bit, and then a couple minutes later you look, she's this huge knot on her forehead. Absolutely bonker massive. It looks like one of those cartoon bumps you get when you hit your head.
I think it was a hematoma. Also, saw a picture, came across my feed on social media somewhere. It was a picture of Trish after Payback or whatever, and she had like bruises all over her
Oh, the one where
arm.
she's doing this?
Yeah, and she's got that, and the knot has gotten bigger or whatever on her forehead, and that's cool and all, but you get bruised easy when you're ancient.
She's not ancient. We're like halfway to her age, so...
And
You're more than halfway to her age, so be nice. After that happened, it seemed like everything just got like super intense. This is when "This is awesome" chant started, which really caught me off guard because I was like, people actually really like this.
I liked it.
This is crazy, you know? Because I was liking it, but I'm not always in the majority of like what people like. During this time as well, they had so many near falls, and they were getting like 2.9999 second
Ref was on
counts.
point.
It was crazy. Like, it wasn't just 1 or 2. It was like 4 or 5 of them that at the very last second, I swear the ref's hand was like right here. They kicked out. Shout out to that ref. I don't know who you are, but that
Praise.
And after all this, Trish does a shout out to Victoria and does the Widow's Peak in the middle of the ring, which is sick, dog. The Widow's Peak is like one of the best women's finishers ever.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't even remember what it
It's
looks
so cool. It's where you like grab their neck and then you...
like. Something like that.
It looks exactly like that. Then Becky did the Twist of Fate, which is like Lita's move, but it's also kind of not Lita's move because it was the Hardy Boys move first, and then she took it. So, but you know,
She was the only woman.
shout out Lita, our favorite women's wrestler.
Parquet.
Then this is where, spoiler alert. Thanks, Jeremy.
You're welcome.
Becky superplexes Trish Stratus at the age of 47 off of the top of this cage. This is not a little 4-foot cage. This cage
20
is
feet tall.
high as hell. And you see these highlight reels of people getting thrown off the steel cage. People like Mick Foley. You're like, yeah. People like Shane McMahon, and you're like, yeah. You see Trish Stratus at her ripe age getting thrown onto the mat from the top of the cage. Holy shit. That was crazy.
It would have hurt for sure.
And I mean, she's already got that big-ass bonk on her forehead. I can't imagine what she felt like after getting superplexed off of the top of the cage.
I got breath knocked out of her.
And Zoe Stark comes in to do some interference, which the whole point of having the match in the cage was so she couldn't
Right.
get in, and then she got in anyways.
And they just opened it up for her. Like, she didn't even fight to get
Right,
in.
like,
the
they-
ref was just like, here you go.
They
Go
opened
on
it.
in.
She was trying to pull Trish out, right? She failed because Becky pulled her back in, and then Zoe just like walks in the ring, and Becky's like, "All right." So Becky takes care of her after slamming the door shut and being like, "You're stuck in here with me." And then she manhandle slams Trish in half. That bitch's body
Yeah,
went.
she really
Nope.
did. She folded. I thought she got dropped on her head.
Real?
It looked like it.
I wasn't paying attention to that. I was just watching her legs because they just went, "Meow." And I think she does yoga or something, so that makes sense. Yoga bitches are really flexible. Next note was that Jeremy called this the best match of the night. He was calling it here.
Even though I probably didn't know the whole card.
Then Trish loses, you know. Gets the 1, 2, 3, loses. Obviously, you're not going to have Trish win. This is over. This is done. And they're planting the seeds for Becky to go to NXT to face Tiffany Stratton or whatever. Because they moved all their best NXT women, other than the ones that are injured, up to main roster. And they've been having them be jobbers for people like, I don't know, Rhea Ripley, who doesn't need a jobber. Yes!
I still don't get why Becky's going to NXT. I don't get why they do that.
Girl, beef for another
it's
time.
stupid.
Beef for another time, because I got so much to say about that shit. Anyways, Zoe Stark is in there, and she's like, "I'm so sorry, Trish. I tried. Trish slaps that bitch in the face. So Zoe pulls her finisher on her, and it's called like the Z3 6480 something.
It's really badass.
It's so cool, dude. It's literally so cool. It's like
a back. You like throw someone into a backflip and then GTS them. Shout out CM Punk for ruining his career multiple times. He GTS'd his career.
Hold on, I'm gonna put a meme in here right now because it made me giggle like a little baby right here. Back to the story. Zoe Z3800 462'd Trish Stratus. And then she rips off her Thank You Trish shirt, almost flashes everybody her tatas, and then she leaves.
You turned into Becky there. She leaves. You had like an Irish accent.
Before this pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it, started.
We're calling it a pay-per-view. Oh, I thought you were high-fiving me.
Before the show started, John Cena was announced as the special guest host of
Payback.
Payback. Of Payback, okay?
Say that 3 times fast.
No. We don't see him before the first match. We see him after the first match, and he comes in the ring, and he's being Goofy John. Goofy John is my favorite John. Right next to Word Life John Cena John, when you used to call people hoes all the time. Love Goofy John.
It was really just
love him so much, okay? Note for this, because he just comes out and starts talking, like, just talking shit, right? Is John looks old. I'm about to cry.
John looks like Ernest.
Okay.
Pull a picture of Ernest. Ernest.
Oh, seeing him so old was so upsetting. I get the bald spot thing. I know we just saw him at WrestleMania, but he's super skinny right now. Skinnier than normal, and I don't like it.
His hairline looks like a plateau in the back.
You look like a plateau. Hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Yeah.
John Cena comes out in the ring, and then he's like, oh, I want to be an active host. I think I'm going to special guest referee for the next match. We don't know what the next match is yet. And then The Miz walks out. And The Miz is like, yo, you're stupid. And John's like, okay, help me. The Miz was like, no. And then John was like, yeah. The Miz was like, no. John was like, yeah. The Miz was like, no. And John was like, and he pointed, and LA Knight came out. And everybody was like, ah! As they should. I feel like it's important, before we move on to the match, to read my last 3 notes. Okay, I'm gonna throw up. What the f***? Cena yelling and pointing to LA Knight. Oh my god.
Also, for clarification, The Miz did this. He was trying to get everyone to shut up, and it was really funny.
We have LA Knight versus The Miz.
It was very entertaining. It wasn't, like, very technical.
We all knew it wasn't gonna be, right? That's not what we were expecting.
It was very entertaining, though. They did a really good job. They got out in the crowd, like, all the way out in the crowd. Came all the way back.
So, everybody loses their minds. LA Knight comes out, everybody's like, oh my god. Crowd was insane. No, literally, like, they were all so hyped for LA Knight. It just makes me think about how everybody was like, he's gonna be over and then done with. We're not. We're months into this thing, and we're ready to go, babe. We ride at dawn for Mr. LA Knight, Mr. Sean Ricker, okay? We're here.
Is that his name?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a weird
We're
name.
here. We're ready to go. And I spotted Green Shirt Guy in this match, and every single video I make, I will tell you if I spot Green Shirt Guy, because he's important to me. Love seeing his smiling face.
And his shirt, because it's also a smiley face.
That was the joke. So every time that LA Knight hit The Miz in this match, the whole audience said, yeah. So it's just, yeah. The Miz throws LA Knight into the barricade. And he screams, yeah, in his face. And the camera's like panned on LA Knight. That was a mistake, because he is laughing. He is like, you can see him, he's going, it tickled me silly. He was smiling.
Mm-hmm.
He was smiling real big. I said, they're being smart making this entertaining, as they both know they aren't just wrestlers, you know? They're definitely entertainers first. Wrestlers second. But you always have to have people like that. You know who else is like that? John Cena. You always have to have entertainment first. In some people. And they're that for us. And it's amazing. John is so fun, and no one can tell me otherwise. I don't care if he's not good at counting tans. He could do literally anything.
He's hilarious.
And it would be so funny. He is so funny. LA Knight win. Yeah! And I said, I honestly was very surprised by this match too. I was really surprised by the first match about how good it was. And then this one, I was also really surprised because I expected it to be decent, right? I didn't expect John Cena to be the special guest referee,
Right.
which added a little bit more like drama, which is what you want when you have entertainers in the ring. You want drama. And John Cena gave LA Knight the rub. The rubbing of his life. He gave him the rub. They shook hands. They shook hands. They shook hands. For real. I said tingles. I said I was getting tingles.
Oh, in your loins.
Okay, I didn't say my loins. I was just getting tingles. Ready for the next match?
Yeah.
Park it. We've got Austin Theory versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship.
Another surprisingly really good match.
Really? For real?
Yeah.
I
thought this was going to start to slow down.
You have somebody who definitely has a lot of improvement to go. And then you have somebody who's been wrestling since, 1990? So, you're like, well, how is this going to work? You know what I mean? I'm not a big Austin Theory fan. I don't hate his wrestling. I just don't enjoy watching him very much. I feel like he has a lot to work on just outside the ring as well. Then Rey Mysterio, it kind of makes me sad to watch him, okay? Normally. Because you can see his age in the way that he moves and the way that he does different things.
He must have popped some Percocets, though, in this match.
He popped that puss for this match. Let me tell you something, brother. He killed this match, brother. He really, really did.
There's a couple cool things that Austin did, too. But I think what Austin is doing better, he just kind of went with the flow better. And, you know.
I would agree. He seems pretty uptight. I mean, I'm not a wrestler, so I don't know. I really wasn't excited for this match. When I tell you that, I could say it 10 times over, and I still wouldn't even touch how much I did not want to watch this shit. And Theory came out, and people were like,
Boo, bitch, boo, 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 boo.
Boo,
ah,
boo, boo.
woo, woo, woo. Oh, radio, tell me
Forget what you're singing.
everything
I hate
you
that. I hate
know.
that one.
People were mad. People hate that guy, which I don't hate him like that.
No.
During this match, I was caught off guard by it was starting to get pretty good. And then I look at the Titantron, it's a huge Cinnamon Toast Crunch ad. It's just huge. Big purple with the little Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy riding on a rainbow.
The whole match.
Jesus. I know they did that Rey Mysterio Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but how long ago was that? A year ago? You can obviously tell who is sponsoring this match. Theory tries to rip off Mysterio's mask.
It's a no-no.
Which is insane. I don't think I've seen anybody try to do that in a really, really long time.
Literally 20 years ago.
So it was pretty crazy to see that. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
No way. Commented on how Ray can still move because he is 50. And he did a moonsault that was awesome.
He did a moonsault.
He did a moonsault.
I don't remember that one. I remember him doing 3 or 4 Hurricane Ranas, and they were fast as hell.
They were so good. And I'm telling you, I don't watch Rey Mysterio matches that often anymore. Like I said, it makes me sad. This match was crazy. This match
looked like young Ray out there.
It did. Just a little bit bigger around the middle.
Yeah, but
That's fine.
yeah.
Don't anybody ever say that about Rey Mysterio. Don't body shame Rey Mysterio.
Don't poop.
That's me punching anybody through the screen who's commenting about Rey Mysterio's body. Jeremy, at this point in the show, says it's better than SummerSlam so far. Which
Is that when I said it?
Uh-huh. Wow. I have a really horrible memory, so I don't exactly remember what SummerSlam was all about. There's a whole video up on this channel that says that, but I'm not about to watch myself again for 23 minutes. You guys want to do that. I don't want to see myself again for 23 minutes.
Yeah, go watch that video.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah.
Go watch it.
Go watch the video. We'll be right here. We'll stay here till you come back.
Alright, you're back.
Thanks for coming back. This is the point where Ray slides out of the ring and does a DDT.
You had missed it, I had to rewind.
Girl, I'm sorry. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Steel City Street Fight match later on, because there's crazy a
Oh,
crazy
there's a
spot in that.
Yeah.
But this was my favorite spot of the night.
Was it really?
Yes, because the other one was scary. Oh my
was
god.
really cool.
I've never seen anything like that before.
No. So he had used a Hurricane Rana to throw Austin Theory out of the ring. And then he runs to the other side, bounces off the rope, comes back, and he dove. I thought he fell like, what's Titus O'Neil coming up the ramp. I thought he fell. And I was like, Ray just botched this. And then he baseball slides out of the, out of the bottom of the ring, under the whatever.
Is it a baseball slide if you're on your stomach?
Yeah, that's how you slide. And there's two different ways. But yeah, he baseball slides out, face first. Theory's standing up. Ray catches him in a headlock and does a tornado DDT outside the ring.
The crowd went wild. By the crowd, I mean me.
You missed it the first time. I had to show her. I had to rewind.
I was writing notes. Thank you. We're playing Sudoku.
That's why you should get Peacock, so you can just rewind.
Peacock is amazing. Not ad sponsored or anything, but we pay like $10 a month and we get to see every single pay-per-view. Anyways, enough with the ad placement. I should put a big ass Cinnamon Toast Crunch sign back here.
That was
Did
awesome.
I say that right? Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Jeremy brought up the Hurricanranas. I also brought them up. I said, oh my god. I have not seen him do a Hurricanrana like that in forever.
It was smooth.
And don't sit here and say he does Hurricanranas all the time. He does, but not like that.
Yeah, no. Normally they're like a little more methodical, and it looks like there's more assistance. They were fast, fluent.
Yeah, they were crazy. At one point, towards the end of the match, they both hit each other with something, and they end up leg scissoring in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
It was very hilarious to me. It was so funny I wrote a note about it. I said they were scissoring in the ring. I said the ending sequence was so sick. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, yeah, I remember. So
You don't have to put your finger up.
did a Hurricane Rana.
When I play that back for you, you're gonna hear that you just said a Hurricane Rana.
Oh, whatever. And you know how he usually does it and throws them on the middle rope so you can set him up to 619. That's what he did. He 619'd, got out of the ring, and he did his little, pull-over splash thing. Cole made a note that, it's the same move he used to win the title. Ray, part in them doing the match, being Ray and Austin Theory, Austin put his knees up. Knows what Ray's going to do. He's doing his homework kind of thing. So when Ray does that pullover and the splash, Austin Theory put his knees up, caught Ray with it, and then gets him on his stomach and backward somersault and stands up with Ray to do his little finisher move, and he tosses him up on his shoulders to do his finisher, and Ray up on his shoulders does this weird thing where he kind of turned it into a somersault wrap up thing and wrapped Austin Theory up for the win.
Yeah, I think it was a small package where you roll somebody up all tight.
It was like a version of a small package from
a virgin.
Version.
You said virgin.
Something along the lines of that. It was a very cool sequence to end it. It also shows that Austin Theory is getting better as far as kayfabe is concerned, because it showed that he was doing his homework when he put his knees up, when Ray tried to finish it like that. So that shows more maturity from Austin Theory as a character, which is good.
He went from losing his money in the bank trying to cash in for the United States title to having a match on one of the best pay-per-view cards we've had in years.
Best one this year.
All is said and done, right? The LWO comes out and congratulates Ray. They're walking back there, but my question is, what are they going to do with that title? Ray is 50, like I said. He's been inducted into the Hall of Fame already. They don't typically do that with active wrestlers. So there's no way he's holding that for a really long time. I've heard from other people that they think that Santos Escobar is either going to turn heel on Ray to try to take the title, or he's going to challenge him and they're going to do a face-face match. You got to do it on the mic next time. Not too close, though. I don't want to get your stank on it. All right. Are you ready for the Steel City Street Fight? Because I wasn't. Let me tell you that. It was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, your undisputed tag team champions, versus Finn Balor.
Where is he? Oh, yeah.
Damian Priest.
And the rest.
Stop spoiling stuff! And I said, my note says, Damian's ponytail so tight he looks pale.
Didn't say that out loud.
I
So that's weird.
Maybe I meant bald, but I'm not sure why I would say pale. Anyways, I'm fucking stupid. His ponytail was tight as hell, though. Damian throws a really good punch. You know how Kane has a really good punch? That's the only
uppercut.
compliment I'll ever give him, ever.
Yeah, his uppercut's good.
So is Damian Priest's.
Mm-hmm.
He has a really good one. Sammy and Kevin are so fun to watch. I didn't watch NXT Black and Gold. I haven't seen much of either of them. I saw Sammy a little bit in the Usi era. I've seen Kevin a little bit. I don't like Kevin as much in wrestling as I like him when he is outside of wrestling. Like when he's
funny.
He's freaking hilarious. He's just so fun to watch. They're both so fun to watch. Kevin rips open his regular shirt, and you see that he's wearing a Terry Funk shirt, which I thought was really sweet. It made me really happy. And I did the little with a tear emoji. So they do an homage to Terry Funk by putting a trash can over Finn Balor's head and taking kendo sticks and beating him with it, which is very funny to see. But then Michael Cole comments, Finn Balor is literally in the trash. I don't know about you guys. We are Michael Cole stans.
Yeah, he's the best one they got left.
We love Michael Cole in this house. Live, laugh, love. More like live, laugh, Michael Cole.
Michael
Park
Cole.
it. Oh.
Parked it.
That was an SUV in a smart car spot. Like Jeremy was about to spoil earlier, you can't ever have a match for the Judgment Day without having interference. And this is a no DQ match. So Dom walks out with his little sissy self and he tries to start fighting. His gear is so bad. And I'm not sure if he's doing it because he's like, oh, I'm a little baby, wah wah, I need mommy to protect me. And I'm gonna dress like a stupid little child baby. But it's bad.
It looks, I mean,
if you have the
it does make him look sissy.
You could even have those pants and have them in specific colors. Like, the Ultimate Warrior had tassels on his outfit, and it looked good. Like, he rocked it.
But he was also a massive human being. Oh my gosh.
Finn Balor's trash talking, you know, and the camera's up next to his face, and I said, King Fergal, what the are you talking about? I can't understand a single word that man says. He goes, Judgment Day.
It's not good. It's really not.
They beat the shit out of Sammy and Kevin, and then they're going and like talking to Dom, and they're making this little game plan, and they turn around and you look, and Sammy and Kevin have somehow changed clothes, and they're in hockey gear with hockey sticks, and they beat the shit out of Dominic. Yeah,
Toast.
They beat the shit out of him. You remember how I told you Kevin Owens was a funny guy? Well, Sammy's getting pinned in the ring. Kevin can't make it. So what does he do? He throws a chair.
While he's laying down, he like gets in the ring and he's like, and you see him grab the chair and he just goes like, you know, if you've ever played sports or not, but if you throw a ball with your dominant hand, it feels natural.
With your dom hand?
If you try to throw it with your non-dominant hand, I know everybody always feels like they're going like that. That's what it looks like when he throws the chair.
It's hilarious. It breaks up the pin, but
it just hear clang because.
And I noted that Kevin reminds me of a feral dog. Next, we have that spot that I was talking to y'all about earlier.
Gosh, that was good.
Motherfucker pulled a Jeff Hardy. Kevin Owens, with his big self, lays out Dominic on a table, goes up 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah, this is outside the ring, like out in the audience.
In the audience.
Yeah.
Gets up on the railing and swantons off the, 2 stories above onto Dominic. Here's the thing. I would say from his mid-back and lower, his body landed on the floor. Not on the table at all. And I heard somebody being like, that's how you're supposed to do it. Maybe in the ring, bitch. Not when you're out there. So that was scary. And he was holding his wrist for the entire match after that. The swanton happens and everybody's like, what the This is crazy.
It looked like he was going to miss. Like,
oh, man.
When he jumped, it looked like he jumped out too far. And I was like,
wow.
He's going to break his back.
Scary to watch, okay? And then I looked up how old Kevin Owens was because I was like, he's too old to be taking bumps like that. He's only 39. He's still too old to be taking bumps like that. But, you know, besides the point, Jeff Hardy's still taking bumps and...
Yeah, but Jeff Hardy's Jeff Hardy.
JD McDonough shows up after this happens, causes some interference, plays, and then Kevin Owens straight up, like, you know how you pick up a volleyball, you pick it up and you smack it? He did that to
shit,
JD McDonough through the announce table, except it doesn't... What is in my hair? He picked him up, a human being, a little bit of a small human being, still a fully grown man, smacks his ass into the announce table, doesn't break. He falls, you know, and then Rhea's like, okay, guess what? Spear!
Out of nowhere.
Through the barricade. That was the last note I had on that. Do you have anything else to say about this match?
Yeah, while Evan was getting, like, speared and all that kind of stuff, Sammy was in the ring halula kicking people.
Haluva.
Haluva kicking, whatever. It's a hell of a kick.
Yeah, that's the point. Haluva.
To Damien, didn't work. He did it to Fergal. It didn't work.
Dom interferes.
Oh, yeah. He kicks Fergal. Zayn does. And he's about to win. You know, he's pinning for the win. And Dom slides in and hits Sammy with the briefcase. Knocks him out. And Fergal's still, like, barely with it. And he just kind of throws his arm over.
And they win. The Judgment Day won something, guys.
And they have all the gold.
And, not to brag or anything, but that makes Mr. Fergal a Grand Slam champion, bitch. I'm so happy for him. I love Fergal. I love Mr. Fergal. So happy for him. Made me so excited. The only other notes that I had about this match was that I was so thankful that they did this match and went through with it the way that they did, because it made the tag team titles feel important, which is something they tend to not do. They usually just have the Usos fight somebody and they super kick them 15 times and then it's over with. You have this match that people are going to be talking about for who knows how long. It was an amazing match. One of the best of the night, if not the best of the night.
Probably the most entertaining. Between all of the stuff they were doing. It was just paced really well, too.
It was fantastic. So, I just... Thank you, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Thank you, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest for putting on such a good match. It made the tag team titles feel so important. Park it! Next was Cody Rhodes on the Waller effect.
Oh, my God.
If you look at the Waller effect sign, it looks like SpongeBob. So, can you imagine Cody Rhodes sitting down, smiling, and you hear, and I have beef, okay? Because he interrupted Cody Rhodes saying, so, what you want to talk about? That's like my favorite Cody Rhodes thing. Rude. So rude. I really like Grayson. Grayson's really funny. He's a really good heel. I like his character. I think it's a perfect character to have a talk show. It's just so good.
I noticed he had like really good facial expressions, which makes everybody get more involved. Like when Cody was talking and stuff like that, like if you watch Grayson's facial expressions, he's just like very, very into it and very, very into his character, and
he's over dramatic.
Very over dramatic, but it plays well for his character and makes you pay attention and makes you get into it more.
For sure.
It's cool.
They hardly talk, and then Cody's like, I pulled some cards any pull that I had, and look at your new Monday Night Raw person. Yeah. And Jey Uso walks out, and Grayson Waller's like, he's only been gone for 2 weeks, which is true. He's only been gone for 2 weeks, and also don't know where that's going. Don't see how Cody and Jey correlate with each other at all. But cool, I guess. Don't really see why it needed to be on the card. And Grayson starts talking to Jey. Jey just super kicks his ass.
Yeah, Jey didn't say a word.
Doesn't say anything.
He comes out.
And then, let me show you exactly how Grayson sold that super kick.
Gosh.
Let me take my glasses off so you can see my eyeballs. Not that much better, but still a little bit better. And I want you to hit me. Not hard, but like, imitate the super kick. Not with your foot. With your hand.
Oh.
And I'm going to show you guys exactly how Grayson Waller sold this.
His eyes were wide open.
Next, we have the Muscle Mommy match. We have Raquel Rodriguez and we have Rhea Ripley.
Why'd you call it that?
Because it's the Muscle Mommy match.
No.
It's the Muscle Mommy match.
No, it was the match between Rhea and Raquel.
Muscle Mommies. Anyways, next is the Muscle Mommy match. I rewatched a little bit of this and I noticed that Samantha was announcing earlier, but I didn't see that for some reason or hear it. I only noticed it when this match came on, and I just wanted to say, on record, I love Samantha Urban so much. She's so amazing. And she gets people more into the other side of wrestling, like all the small stuff you don't think about, like ring announcers. And she's making it her own and making it so special with all the different voices she does, the way she announces certain people. I just love it. Just love her. She's so awesome. So, Muscle Mommy match.
I think it was probably the worst out of all of them, but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't terrible with a capital T. It was
okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't super necessarily entertaining. There wasn't like any massive spots. It was just a very generic title match type thing. Both considered powerhouses, so they both had a couple of good slams.
Muscle Mommies.
Both had a couple good slams. Obviously they don't really do submissions. That's not their thing. They tried to do some stuff like tie each other up on the rope and stuff like that, but yeah, pretty generic.
Just have a couple notes for this match, really, because it was just okay. First of all, Rhea's nose ring got ripped out.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Ooh.
I know she has a septum. She has a small circle, which means that it doesn't flip up, and I didn't see that. And she also had one missing from the side of her nose. So, ew. That would hurt so bad coming from somebody who's had these done and gotten them caught on things. Having that ripped out, I could not imagine. Raquel picks Rhea up at one point, and Rhea says, "Oh shit!" Her accent. My main notes about this match were, there's a difference between a bad match and a slower paced match. Mm-hmm. When you have a card this packed, that's this awesome, that's been so amazing so far, above standards, it's so hard to live up to that, because in the first match you have a Hall of Famer, arguably greatest women's wrestler of this time, in a steel cage. The next match you have the most over person in the entire company, John Cena, special guest refereeing. And you have just a whole bout of entertainment. Then you have a Hall of Famer versus an up-and-coming person, sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Then you have that Steel City street fight, which was insane. You have really tenured people in that match, too. You have a title change. So then you get to this match, which is slower paced, because they're powerhouses. Muscle Mommies. They're not acrobatic. They're not flippy. They're not entertainers first. They're wrestlers. And they were wrestling. Do I think this was a great match? No. Do I think it was okay? Yes. Do I also think that a lot of people say that it's bad because it's slow? Yes. And there's a difference between having a slow match and a bad match. This match wasn't bad. It was just slow. It was in the wrong place on the card, in my opinion. And you have two great wrestlers. Just wrong place, wrong time. Wrong pace, wrong time.
Ooh, y'all go back and watch this if you have Peacock. Again, not sponsored, but would love to be. Rhea blew a blood snot rocket on Raquel.
She might have been getting her nose ring out of her nose.
She did this one finger and went like that. Right when she was right over top of Raquel.
Also, another important thing to note for this match, Dom comes in and tries to do interference, which, I mean, he succeeds because he distracts Raquel. But Raquel, I think it's called Tijuana bombs? Tijuana? It's something. She beats the shit out of him. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Loved that. But then she loses. And another thing about the match, after everything else I said, is that we knew she wasn't going to win. So it's not interesting to watch a match where you know who's going to win and who's going to lose, right? Yeah, park it. Yeah! Double park, bitch. Parallel in here. Oh, I didn't like that. Next we have the...
last match.
Stroke. It's not the last match. We have John Cena interviewing the Judgment Day. And I love John Cena. It was so funny. He is so stupid and so goofy, and it just made the whole thing so funny.
And it made it even better because prior, when him and Miz were going on about him, getting more involved and blah, 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 John was like, well, you've been a really good host, what should I do? And Miz said you need to dress the occasion. He's like, I wore a $10,000 suit last time or whatever. And so John comes up for this interview and they pan out. He's got his hat on so tight that his ears are being pushed out like a monkey. He's got some kind of pink tie around his neck, but he still has all his shirt, like his normal shirt on, with a suit jacket on top. His wristbands are slid over top of the suit jacket. It looks so ridiculous.
Sorry.
It was so funny.
It was the funniest part of the night, period.
It really was.
I am so glad John is back. I know it's because of the SAG-AFTRA strike.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
Why he's back. Just glad he's back. He doesn't even have to wrestle. I don't need him to wrestle. I need him to be John Cena. That's all I need from him. And he's delivering. That was probably my favorite part of the night.
Again, you couldn't understand what the hell Fergal was saying.
Oh, yeah, and they only got interviewed for 30 seconds, but that doesn't matter because John Cena. The last match of the night is Shinsuke versus Seth, and I'm going to preface this by saying, don't really care for Seth Rollins, don't really care for Shinsuke. Was a fine match. That's pretty much all I've got to say about it, except for, number one, Seth looked like a foil-wrapped baked potato. Number two, Shinsuke moves like Jim Carrey in The Mask. 3, they have good chemistry. 4, Seth did a flippy flip in the match that I've never seen him do.
Yeah, he did 2 flippies.
5, I know Seth does have a back injury, so it's crazy that they did so many back spots in the match. I think he does have a bad back, but I don't think it's as bad as they're saying. Then I was getting a little pissy because I was like, what's the point of bringing back the World Heavyweight Championship if you're not going to change hands? Being the inaugural champion, which, I mean, that championship has been around for God knows how long, right? It was around for a long time. But bringing it back as the inaugural champ, right? That's a good enough deed, especially considering he was the inaugural NXT champ too, right? You don't need to give him an extended reign. In fact, you need to be moving this belt because you've had the other 2 tied up for over a year. Then you've had one of them tied up for 3 years.
Don't even get me started.
That was literally all I said, except for I'm tired. I'm not writing any more notes.
It was long.
It was a long match at the end of the pay-per-view, and look, I've heard that Shinsuke is amazing. I believe you. I've seen the stuff that he does. It's really cool.
Stuff. Yeah.
Like, I believe you. I know Seth is good. He's just not my favorite, my cup of tea. I prefer his wife. Park it.
We do.
I just didn't get jiggy with this match. It was fine.
It was good.
It was better than Rhea and Raquel in my opinion. It was better. But that's about all I give it.
It was another just casual match. There was nothing crazy about it. Like all the other matches just had a bunch of hype.
I'm a little disappointed because the World Heavyweight Championship hasn't been defended as the main event. And then we get it for the main event at a pay-per-view, and it wasn't good. It was just okay. It was better than Rhea and Raquel, but it wasn't better than any of the other ones.
Nah.
Nana, let me talk to you. With everybody saying, this match sucked. Yeah. Do you have any other notes on payback?
Oh, did you see the thing I sent you where Seth, it was
yes.
after, yeah, so I guess that continues the heel mark of Shinsuke. After the match, whatever, Seth is just walking up with like security or whatever, and Shinsuke comes from behind and hits him, knocks him down, and they try to hold him back, and they go back and forth, and he gets him again, and we've all seen stuff like that before. Oh, other than that, Shinsuke they had a promo for him, and it was all in Japanese, and I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah, I did really like that.
It actually sounds intimidating until you read the subtitles, and then it was written by the WWE.
Sounded so good.
Yeah, if you listen to it, like his tone and the atmosphere behind it, and because it's in a language it's kind of just powerful and very guttural.
Well, it kind of sounded. It was like this, okay? And then you translate it, and it's like, I'm gonna lick your cheek until you give up. We were Seth's back, and then Shinsuke was like,
he caressed his back. It was really weird looking. Shinsuke has always been a little weird to me.
I like that he's weird.
Yeah, I like how he's himself.
Well, Jeremy, thanks for being our guest on today's episode of You
don't even know your own show?
Payback. Oh. Thanks for being on the Buckle Down. So happy to have you. Oh,
Poke my belly button.
Mike's in the way.
Crooked. There we go. We did it. My wrist hurts.
Puck. We thank Jeremy for his contributions. I thank you for watching the Buckle Down. I'm so glad that you came back to see me, and I'll see you next time.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye.
I win a Daddy Jet, you're not heard, and there's nothing you can stop us of a judgment day.